everyone, it's Justine, and today I'm going to do a video on Suzy Stamps ink bites, how to use them best, how they are in general, and things like that, and hopefully answer all of your questions. So these are the 30 colors of Suzy ink bites that are currently available at Suzy Stamps. They were released earlier in the year, and slowly but surely we're also releasing the re-inkers. So for those of you who only buy inks with re-inkers, you're in luck because they are going to be released. So we have them in packs of 6, as you can see. So I have them all arranged in the 6 different themes. The first one is Highland Spring. Next up is Autumn Equinox. Then we have Coastal Breeze. And we have Peacock Plumes and Summer Solstice, which we celebrated last month, and we have a ton of downloads available over on the website, as well as a couple videos on the channel just explaining the color combinations, what embellishments go with them. We have a download on the website for that. And we also have a download if you own all 30 of these inks. You can stamp them all onto one sheet of paper so that you are able to check them out all side by side and see which ones match. So let's get started. One thing that we wanted to mention is that paper matters with Suzy ink bites, as well as other inks out there on the market. So if you've ever stamped something with any ink, no matter what the brand is, try stamping it on a few different types of cardstock to see what the results are. I personally recommend for Suzy ink bites Copic Express It paper or the Whisper White from Stampin' Up. Those seem to be a less porous type of cardstock and work the best with Suzy inks. Now, I'm not saying that you need those cardstocks to work with Suzy inks, but I find that lined stamps, so stamps with thin lines, stamp absolutely no problem on any type of cardstock, but solid stamps tend to stamp better on the Stampin' Up! Whisper White or the Express It cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp out all the different colors for you so you can see them all side by side in the collections. We're going to start off with Highland Spring. Now, each of these inks, as well as the names of them, all have a personal meaning to Suzanne, so that's kind of exciting. She has some personal ties to Scotland, so the Highland Spring collection is inspired by that. And what I really like these, for example, for me personally, for flower collages, the pinks, the purples, the grays would work really nicely together to create some really subtle but elegant cards. So what I'm doing between each stamping is I am taking a baby wipe, wiping my stamp off, and also drying it with a paper towel in between so you can get a true color. One of the questions I was asked on my personal YouTube channel is whether the stamps stamp true right away or whether you have to let them sit for a couple of minutes in order for them to absorb in the paper. Many inks are like that from every company I find. You let them sit for a couple of minutes and then if anything turns out splotchy when you stamped it at first, it tends to settle into the paper quite well. That has to do with the pores of the paper and it's sinking into the paper and getting in there. That's what dye ink does. Pigment ink is completely different and these are not pigment inks. So if you let them sit for a couple minutes, you'll get a much truer color. And I'll show you all of these stamped out at the very end after about between 5 and 10 minutes of waiting, and you'll see the true colors. So we have Thistle Thicket, Lilac Love, Lucky Lavender, Dewdrop, Soft Slate, and Pretty Pewter. If you notice that the Lilac Love, for example, it's stamped really purple in the beginning and then faded to that lilac color. Really quite beautiful, and it would go extremely well with the Soft Slate and the Pretty Pewter, I think, as well as Thistle Thicket. That would work also. But it really has that true lilac purple. And for me, that's a personal color that I don't have in my collection. So if you're starting out and you're looking at inks to buy and you're a beginner, this is a great collection because you get 30 amazing colors for a very cheap price. Each 6-pack retails for $15 US, and the refills come individually, so if you tend to use one ink more often than the other, it's not an issue. This is what I mean about the splotchiness of the stamp, and I'll show you at the end how much that faded into the paper. Now next up is Autumn Equinox, so we've got those autumn fall leaves colors and they look absolutely amazing. So in my opinion, what's really cool is that the inks come in combinations in which they're almost like seasons. So you have Autumn Equinox, you have the really royal bright colors for more winter, or the bold colors rather, and then you have the Coastal Breeze, Summer Solstice for summer, and the Highland, in my opinion, for spring. So if you're on a budget or anything like that, you can budget yourself out and get, for example, the summer inks now, the autumn inks in the winter, things like that when you need them for those themes. So this selection comes with Simply Sinful, Playful Pumpkin, Mango Marmalade, Sunflower Sue, Happy Hunter, and Wild Whiskey. So these are all beautiful fall colors. I personally love this green color. It's also a color that I didn't have in my collection before. I'm always looking for shades of ink that I don't already have, which is why it's important for me to create swatches like these ones so that I can keep track and compare them to my other inks that I already have. So though that's a final look here at the autumn equinox colors, beautiful bold colors for those Thanksgiving cards and fall cards. Next up is Coastal Breeze, which is super fun. This is more of a beach themed, so we have Soft Sorbet and Caribbean Coral, which are these really light sort of beigey pink colors. Then we move on to more of the green colors of the ocean or the sea, I guess you could say, with Mellow Mint, Mermaid Mist, and Wave Whisper. I just love the names. I think they're amazing. Even though it has nothing to do with the product, honestly, I just bought them because of the names. No, just kidding. And the last one is Egyptian Sand. So you have that neutral beach color. These are really great for creating summer cards as well as beach-themed cards, and just overall a really fun palette. So here's a final look at those colors before we move on into the extremely bold colors of the peacock plumes. Now, the story behind this one, I know this as well, is that if anybody knows, Phineas the peacock is one of our most popular stamps and Suzanne's personal favorite. She loves peacocks, so these colors kind of go with that sort of color palette. And you have all those colors that you would find in peacock feathers, except for maybe the greeny color, but that also is available just in a different pack. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp. And we have Petunia Pink, Buttercup Blast, Plum Passion, Celestial Sky, Royal Phineas, and Highland Heather. These bold peacock colors are amazing. Last but not least, we have Summer Solstice. As I mentioned, we celebrated these last month. The refills are available for these ones, as well as a ton of free downloads over on the website, which I'll link to below in the video description. And you can download them for free by just adding them to your cart and checking out. And these are absolutely amazing. They're really great color combination, and I even have a color combo video that I'll link to at the end of the video that show these inks in action. So I just wanted to show you that the inks have now sat and for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to show you all of them once again. We have the Summer Solstice, Peacock Plumes, Coastal Breeze, Autumn Equinox, and Highland Spring. As you can see here that the splotchiness has kind of gone away. They've all settled into the cardstock. They've gone into the porous surface of the paper, and they're all ready to go. These are a great reference to match them all up. And I hope you enjoyed our ink bite video, and if you have any questions, please ask them below in the comments. You can click on the moving video here to check out my video on summer solstice colors. You can click the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can click up at the Sew Suzy stamps in the top right hand corner to go directly to the store. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.